We want to make sure everyone's moving forward in tandem and understanding where we're going. So we did some work. We had about 3 long meetings talking about Plaquemines Parish, all the things that have been great, but then where do we want to go from there? So we worked together with the group and we came up with this new vision statement for our district. And it's the Plaquemines Parish school system fosters a culture of success through an unwavering pursuit of excellence and boundless opportunities. Just think about it a few seconds. I want you to look at the word boundless opportunities. That's where we need your input. We need you to dig deep and think about the great things we want this school to be in the next 40 years. You know, I was saying the other night at the board meeting, I graduated about 40 years ago in high school. 40 years ago. That's back when, I know, when they had these box computers come in. There were 20 of them. And they had to lock them behind these doors. 40 years, we're carrying around computers in our pockets, your phones. We have kids that are so much more advanced than what we give them credit for. So we need to make sure that whatever facilities we're doing or whatever we're adding or programming, that we're making sure that we're keeping in mind where we're going to be in the next 40 years while we're thinking about all those opportunities we want to give. So with that being said, we have some people who do this work every day. We have a company called CSRS. They're consultants. And they have a huge group of people that really look at schools different ways. And they've been doing this for a while, and they travel in different states as well. So I'm going to introduce Mr. William Barry first, and he takes the lead in this planning. Thank you, Mr. Barry.
Thank you, Dr. Ritz. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming tonight. I'm just going to take a quick minute to introduce you to and give you an overview of our master planning process. In order to, over time, implement this wonderful new vision, you really have to take a look at your physical facilities. And our job right now is to help the school district take a look through a facilities master plan at all of the facilities of the district. And we have multiple steps in that process. Our first is the assessment of the condition of the buildings. And so part of this team that Dr. Ritz mentioned are a variety of experts who go through all of the facilities at all of the schools, but also the support facilities, and review them for their condition, the bricks and the mortar, and the capacity. Are they, up to capacity? Are they over capacity? We have to look at the academic programming and the utilization of those facilities. The academic programming partially being the new vision and what this district wants to be. Then we look at demographics, the demographics of the parish, as well as we make an attempt to project what the enrollments are going to likely be in the years to come. And we then reach out to the community, and that's what this process tonight is a part of, reaching out for your thoughts, your ideas, and your opinions on the physical facilities, but also on the larger vision. What should the school district be? What should the curriculum be? What do schools want to be for the future? We also engage in some financial analysis. We create a capital planning tool that helps the administration going forward once the master planning is done to implement those necessary projects. And the last, after we collect all of that data and bring it together, we synthesize it, and the last thing we do is the system-wide master planning, where we put together everything we've learned from the community, from the administration, from our team members, assessing the conditions of the facilities, bring all of that together into a coherent plan as a roadmap for the future. So tonight, very important to get your feedback and your participation. And you'll see in this exercise that Bobby Hill from Concordia will walk you through. We're going to be looking at, what's working, what's not working. The most important one is what should the school system be? What do you, what is your vision for that? Bobby, all yours.
Thank you, Bill. Hello, everyone, and hello to our people online. Glad you could, hope many of you are joining us online as well. I know there's a lot of things going on, so we're always glad to offer that opportunity. And for those of you online, I hope that you will join the Zoom link that I believe was included in the instructions. So if you would join the Zoom link, you'll actually be able to participate in the activity just like the people here in the room. So I hope you'll do that. Hello. So glad you all could be here. My name is Bobby Hill. I'm a partner at Concordia, and my colleague Sarah Allen Harper is here as well. And we want to start out and kind of get everybody just loosened up a little bit and thinking. So we love to ask this question, and we've done it many, many, many years and all over the place. If you want to get your smartphone out and click on the QR code, there's also the same code as on your agenda. And the question is, where was your most powerful learning experience in your life? Where was your most powerful learning experience? Plug in your immediate thoughts, 1, 2 words, 3 words. And what we have up here is what happened last night in South Plaque, and we're going to keep adding to this tonight and then on Thursday night when we're up in Belle Chase. So we'll see what pops up. Oop, now we got something going on. Church work, motherhood, grandmother's house, Tigerland, LSU, middle school, dance studio, Darylyn living room, first job. I'm sure that's a good one. I'm sure that's a real one, yeah. Youth farm, garden, coffee shop, Virginia, grandfather's lap. You know, my grandfather, when I was about 5 years old, sat me down and taught me how to crack a crab, and I'll never forget it. That was one of my most powerful learning experiences. The woods, math class, fishing. The thing that is fun about this is to really think about learning and where learning takes place. And one of the things that we see consistently, no matter where, is that, yes, people do talk about high school, middle school, whatever, but more often than not, they're talking about a learning experience that happens in their life, outside of the classroom, in nature, in relationship. So we like to kick off this session this evening to just kind of open your minds a little bit. Think about your experiences here and now, and your role as parents and teachers and support staff and all the things that you do. And we appreciate the fact that the superintendent has invited us to reach out across the parish, because what we know is that you know more intimately than anybody where the needs are. You know what's working, you know what's not working, and it's really, really important to get that input from you. So, this is our listening session number 2. We were in South Plaquemines last week. Thursday we'll be in Belle Chase, and really glad to be here with you this evening and look forward to what we can learn from you. So, again, to those people that are online, I hope you have clicked onto the Zoom link so that you can participate. All right, so here are our instructions for our activity this evening. You will see this table sheet in front of you. And important to note, while this is going to be a facilities master plan, have any of you all have heard the phrase form follows function? You've heard that before? Well, we need to understand the function and to make sure that the facilities, the form, supports the function. So that's why we're actually asking you to think about the educational programs as well as the facilities. And as you see, one half of the table sheet is devoted to facilities, the other half of the table sheet is devoted to the programs. And we want you to just go around, have a conversation, and we'll let you split in half here. Each half would be working on one of our table sheets, and take the Post-it notes and start in each of the boxes and talk about, for instance, in this case, educational programs. Of the programs that are happening within your realm here or wherever your association is, with what schools, maybe it's your children's school, whatever, tell us what the challenges are around the programs. And then flip to the other side and talk about the facilities challenges and see where we can understand those more deeply and also connect the dots between the two. And I'll just make something up. You know, you might say that, well, one of the things we heard was, you know, that the kids do online activities and such, and also, you know, take computers home. So they do have that resource, but the challenge is that the internet connectivity oftentimes is not there. And so that tool that they use may not always be something that works. And so maybe you can think of, well, if that doesn't work, what would be a place-based and maybe hands-on activity that could replace that if they don't have internet access? So we're just asking you to think about those things, and I would suggest that you kind of bump across. So talk about challenges and then talk about existing opportunities. So some things that are working really well, let's talk about the programs, and then let's talk about the facilities. Where are the facilities really working? And then more importantly, or most importantly, is to really think about future opportunities in terms of programs and in terms of facilities, because that will feed very much into a 20-year plan, a 30-year plan for the facilities, so you can make sure that the form follows the function. Does that make sense? All right, well, we welcome conversation. Grab your pens and your Post-it notes. And importantly, and for those of you online as well, let me introduce George. George Silvertooth is online, and he's managing this for the virtual participants. So importantly, we want you to have conversation. We want you to hear and learn and listen from each other. But if you don't write it down, then we may not necessarily capture it. So it's very important for you to write down your thoughts and ideas in all of these 6 categories, so that we can take that and filter it in with all of the other information, and so that this goes to CSRS for the final report. And also, one more important thing is I'm assuming here, since all of the programs are in this facility, you're talking specifically about this building. If you are speaking of something else that you know about across the parish, and it's not necessarily this facility, just make a note on your Post-it note so we can attach that comment to the right program or place. Does that make sense? Okay, all right, let's get going then. Thank you.
Daycare, yeah. And so that's, you're saying that's a good thing.
We started like 7:30 in the morning and finished at 6 o'clock at night. She's like, this is just too much. And it was. And it was. Too much? And I had the flu during it.
Always be open and honest.
Oh, absolutely. But it was, everybody was still sick. She just opened the door for us.
I said, what did you think?
Yeah. It was a lot.
Sarah, can you see if George had anybody on Zoom? No?
We had one person, but they were on their phone.
That was Sonia was on for the meeting. Yeah.
I'm glad that you said that. That came up in South Africa. So we're gonna work to see if we can't find a time to do it with Zoom. It just doesn't look like it, but this place is very spread out. So some people are, oh no, it does. Yeah, totally. We're gonna try to do that. We're gonna also try to get one professional development day for teachers. So y'all can take 30 minutes or 45 minutes. But thank you for saying that again. We'd like to have that.
Two kids from the back.
So, with Tiffany is Monday morning? You can if you want. Typically, we would do a report out. Y'all all heard what you all said. If you want to do a report out, we certainly can.
No, I just want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to engage and listening to the concerns. We appreciate the fact that you want to put us out to the public.
Yeah, this is the turn on, put that on record, or it's gonna be recorded, so as long as you put that on record, that's not really.
Since it was positive.
Well, but you can afford it.
Yeah, you can pass the microphone around because again, live, y'all are on TV, you're all on TV. Share your thoughts so that those who are watching and paying attention.
Oh.
It's not long.
Everybody gonna speak for themselves. I just wanted to share the fact that it's a great opportunity to have you all come down to Phoenix High School, downtown Phoenix, and give us the opportunity to share and engage and, openly acknowledge our concerns, questions, and even giving positive feedback. So being that it's 6 o'clock at night, and I know everybody has a busy schedule, I do appreciate the fact that you came down and afforded us this opportunity, because sometimes we are forgotten. So being that, you gave us this time, I truly appreciate it. Sorry about the turnout, but in my house and in the church we go to, wherever 2 or 3 are gathered, it's a phenomenal opportunity to learn. So the smaller the club, the bigger the party. That's how I look at it.
In the brainstorming session, I think it's important for our school to continue to be like a community-based school the daycare is very beneficial, but I would like to see us move in the direction of a community health-based center, because we don't have, or maybe even when we had like the food pantry, but maybe like our own store. So whatever we can do to be more of a community base and provide support for the community within the structure of the school, those are the things I would like to see going forward. As a principal, I'm probably biased because I think a lot of our existing curricular things are in place, but I would like to see us be more of a community-based facility.
I would like to piggy off what Ms. Darrell said. I just feel tonight, it feels like our voices are being heard. So many years in the district, I felt as when I was a teacher that we were never heard. Like we were always, it just felt like we were left out. And I just feel now that as a district, we're becoming more united, and I truly appreciate that.
I'm just going to say that I appreciate myself coming here tonight just because I don't know a lot about Phoenix. And as a board member, I feel like this gave me a really good opportunity to sit amongst you and hear your voices and understand what's really working well here and what needs to change and be fixed. And I appreciate that you want it to be a community-based school, because I feel like that is the most important thing, is being a part of community and knowing where your roots are and always remembering where your roots are, even if you stretch out to other venues. I mean, I did the same thing. I said I was never going back to Belle Chase after I left, and here I am back in Belle Chase, because your family and your friends that you grow here are always here for you. And so I appreciate all of y'all coming and letting us know what you want. And I know that Darylyn is y'all's champion. She is always speaking on your behalf, and she always has your back. So please know that you always have a voice with her.
First and foremost, thank you for giving us this opportunity. I want to piggyback off of Ms. Rhodes. I am a parent and a teacher here, so it is important and it feels good to be heard. I want to put emphasis on the importance of separating our 3- and 4-year-old class. We don't want to regress, we want to progress. So I think it's really important that our kids are separate. I know we're small, but we are mighty. So I think it's really important.
I just appreciate y'all having us and the hospitality and just sharing some of the things that y'all are going through, and some of the positive things where y'all can head.
And she knows how often I talk about bringing our pre-K over and over and over and over. I was like, before I leave here,
There are many things you ask for. Many things. But, I mean, just she's advocating for a school.
all the time, I talk about bringing our 4-year program back, because we have the 3-year program, we just need to get our 4-year program back. And I talk about it. How can we do it? Let me know what classroom we need to, That's all I'm saying. So every time I wish Miss Patricia was here, because I tell her this all the time about that 4-year program.
Well, I want to thank you for letting us be here to share with you this evening, and to tell you that your superintendent, your leadership here, and CSRS were absolutely committed to this kind of a productive conversation. And I'll just say, on our half, Concordia, we're from New Orleans. We've done work here in Plaquemines Parish, and we believe in what we call community co-design, because we believe that you are co-designers and planners, and nobody knows better than you, your children, your families, your parents. Nobody knows better. And we also believe that this is the way to have that kind of conversation, not people getting on their soapbox and complaining, because we understand that complaints are legitimate, but that gets tiresome and it doesn't get productive. And I know that the superintendent wants this to be a productive and informative process so that there can be real solutions and not people just being mad at each other. So that's why we do it this way. And thank you for engaging and being authentic with yourselves and bringing your ideas and thoughts to the table. That's what makes it work. So thank you so much. Okay, so tell others, you know, if even if there are folks who didn't come tonight because of a ball game or whatever, if they can make their way to Bell Chase, they could come on Thursday. And we also will have the online component, so maybe even people who you know might have wanted to participate tonight but didn't, they can go online with George and they can do the exact same thing that you're doing here. So please encourage them. That information, I believe, was sent out to everybody from the board office, and so we'll be here, we'll be up river on Thursday, doing it one more time. Now, we will take all this information from the 3 listening sessions and your after-action review. We'll write every single word down, we'll document it, we'll send that back so that you can see what you said, and that will be shared publicly. And we'll take all of this information and we'll organize it and analyze it so that it makes sense, and we're giving good information back to the team that's doing the facilities master plan. Okay, great, thank you.
Sorry. Today we were working on the strategic plan, and the part of the phase we're in for the academics is going through this long list of 20 priorities we put, and then we're having to make decisions over the next 5 years, which is going to go first, you know, in regards to that. And that's hard because, you know, everything, it seems like, in curriculum has to be done like right away. But in order to be successful in any kind of launch, you have to make sure we have the right planning in place. Right now, this is just to validate you coming. In order to launch a solid plan, we truly need a great, valid planning session. So thank you very much for you coming out. I appreciate your time because I know this is personal time that we dipped into, and you have babies at home. Thank you.